This time of year, it's important to talk about the 2-year-olds because we have a number of 2-year-olds that are going out to the field, or some of them that are going to the sale, or some of them that are racing great. So I want to get through them. Those are the wrong 2-year-olds. 2-year-olds of 2019. I didn't even know I had those. Where's 2-year-olds of 2020 at? Oh, that's the wrong one. Here we go. Wow. 2-year-olds of 2021. Almost There Boss is racing this week. Again, this is a horse I think pretty nice colt. I think he's you're going to see him his best at his sophomore age. He did have a pesky OCD as he started his stake season. So we're going to go back and have a look at that with the vet and the surgeon when he's done racing this year. Is that something that can be alleviated and fixed? Is that a source of a couple of those wrinkles that I see? Quite possibly, and we can probably fix that, and we will. Amor Diener, flat the other day, but I think he's getting to the point where he's going to make the Stallion Series final. I did say to Tim, I thought he was a little flat the other day. Maybe I'll drop over to the Meadow. I am going to the Meadows for Tanzanite Tricks on Wednesday. I'm going to go over there early and train up Amor Diener, make sure he's on his toes for Sunday. Arches Rainbow went out to the field. I think this will pay dividends. I love this filly. She's got a ton of go, a ton of speed. Her airway, much like, who's the horse over here? Procrastinator. Kind of a little immature airway. They always have that redness where you can see maybe they flipped, maybe they didn't. You know, that airway's inflamed, redness in it. We can fix that. We're going to fix that. We turned her out. We're going to bring her back, as I said, when she's fat. Better Be Sawyer. A little more blood than I wanted to see in her last start, so we had turned her out for an indefinite period of time. I'll check in with the turnout farm periodically, see how she's going. A number of these horses we're going to be counting on right through December, January to come back a little bit early. You guys see now the whole grassroots Stallion Series Buckeye. Unless you're one of the best, who cares? We're just racing overnight horses. I'd said to somebody the other day we might sell one, My Heart Hannah. I'm like, oh my God, she's so nice. She's done as good as she can. I think probably what you'll see by the time we sell her, she'll have $60,000 or $65,000 on her card, probably 5-6 wins, and at that point, there's not a lot there for us to race at. Make a nice mare for somebody as a 4-year-old. But as far as being an effective racehorse where you can get her in consistently, she's not Spirited Dio, she's not Globetrotting. These are the horses that we're going to keep when they're 4 and beyond, that we believe they can race with open company, or at least in open condition company. And some of these horses, once they get out of that numbers of 3-4 level, it's a different world for them. So you will see a lot of our sophomores be sold this fall. That will tie into our overall plan of what we're trying to do for Harrisburg, Lexington, and whatnot. So Better Be Sawyer, looking to come back this later in the fall into the winter. I think should be a nice filly for us. Bomb Hugger, what can I say? Or Blue Bayou Dio first. Both these fillies are very similar. One's got a lot more money than the other one made, but very, very, very similar in the way they operate. Blue Bayou Dio, I'm expecting a good mile from her again tomorrow. She's just been such a treat to have over here. James and Johnny, Teresa, everybody involved with this filly's done a great job. And keep in mind, some of these horses are horses that showed a lot of breaks, right? Blue Bayou Dio made as many breaks as any horse we've ever had at Tamika Training Center training down, and now just looks like a monster on the track. So before you know, if we can't tell, you can't tell. And Blue Bayou Dio was certainly a treat last week, and I'm very, very pleased with the way she's behaved thus far. Bomb Hugger's just been, what can you say? She's undefeated in New York. She's a leading point and money earner in the state of New York, and it's just been an absolute beautiful filly to race. Very, very fortunate and lucky to have her. Century Invictus, he's had his moments. He went in 55, 56. He's looked good. I suspect he'll come out swinging this week. Now, Johnny did say he coughed a little bit. He was taking his blood, and there were some concerns there, but I'm sure he'll work through it, and we'll see what happens. I told him, I said, Johnny, there is no pressure. If you don't think he's 100%, don't race him next week. This is a colt that's going to be a nice horse for us. I like what I see. This horse, you can never train him on the front end. Now he's won twice on the front end. That's transformation. That's evolution. And I'm very, very happy with what I've seen from Century Invictus. Confederate Cruiser proved he's a nice little fair horse. He'll be able to do the Buckeyes at Northfield, kind of hide him away, but he's going to be a fun little horse to race. He's a sweetheart of a horse to do anything with, and certainly he's not going anywhere. Duke Dio, here's my horse to pay very close attention to later in the fall and even into the winter of 2021 into 2022. I like what I see from this horse. He's now starting to look like a monster. He's starting to get big. I love the way he qualified. I love the way his work ethic has transformed and really come forward. I like the horse, and I can't wait to see what he's going to do this fall and winter. Keep your eye on this horse. Isa 10, this is a filly that just needed to grow. There's some horses for various reasons needed turned out. This was one of them. I'm expecting big things from this filly in 2022, and step one was to get her out and let her grow up in the remainder of 2021. Garden State Dio, again, raced great last week. I guess I can't race her barefoot in the mud, I don't believe. So I don't know what I'm going to do tomorrow. I think if we were able to pull the shoes off her and race on that clay track, she would be very good. A couple of those bumps and hips and hops you see is her touching herself. Without those shoes on, I don't think she would. I would love to get a chance to race her at the Red Mile barefoot. Grace, going to be Indigo. I'm going to enter her Indigo here in a minute for Jason for the 20th, would be next Friday or Saturday. For the Sire Stakes, James said G. Schooler trained her Wednesday at Mohawk in 2 minutes. He said she trained very, very good. Granite Hill out for the summer. Now, he didn't show all the power we wanted to see that we saw in maybe a horse like Isa 10, where she was just hitting herself and getting into gear. Much different. This guy didn't show tons of speed, but he was just too damn big, right? He's just too big. So let him fill out. Let his body fill into his skin, and then we'll see what Granite Hill is all about. Hill of Magic, just terrible. I thought she raced so good the night she got tossed in Scioto, and then Verta Crackerfoot the way she did. That was just terrible. She'll recover. The prognosis is great. You'll see that Will to Win Hanover completely healed. She's starting back jogging this week. You're going to see the same type of thing with this filly. You're going to see her in 2022, and maybe it's hard for me to sugarcoat it and say, oh, it's a blessing in disguise she broke her foot. It's not. But at the same time, I like what I saw her last start, and I'd love to see more of that next year. Hope Surprise is in the sale. You guys know why. He's just a horse. We trained him here today. He was okay. We'll qualify him Wednesday. Again, I got to come back to qualify him. He's okay, but he'll be heading to the sale. Kathy with an eye. Filly had pneumonia and missed her whole stake season. She'll be coming in the fall to look for a 2022 racing season. Luck of the Dragons heading to the sale. Quite frankly, because I don't like his attitude. That's why. I'm not keeping horses here that don't want to work as hard as us. I'm sure you work hard in your life. I know our caretakers do. You guys know I do. Everybody at the stable does. There is no place in this operation for horses or humans that don't put out 100%. And if you can't stay here. Simple as that. So, Luck of the Dragon, maybe he'll grow up and want to do his work better. I don't know, but that will be up to somebody else to figure out next year. Massive Profit. Massive Profit, yeah, I'm going to say I'm a little depressed that he hasn't done better, but at the same time, he always was a little mentally immature, much like 3 Point Blue Chip. We gave 3 Point Blue Chip all the time in the world. This guy's been put in a position to work. I think the fair race was good. I didn't get to see the replay. A number of our clients and my partners did. Said he was good. Thought maybe he could have been second, but raced okay. So he's a racehorse. Let's see how he does. He'll grow up. Matt's MVP. Talk about mentally immature. This guy was borderline ignorant and mentally immature. Let's see how he comes back. We'll see how this turnout will help him. If it does, he could be any kind of horse because he had lots of speed. Of Tom, she's put almost 30,000 together. And again, I don't like to talk about the money, but I'm proud of what she's done. You can't always be the best, because just because you want them to be the best doesn't mean they are. She raced great in Urbana. She's got 2 fairs and 2 Buckeyes coming up, and we'll see what happens. But very proud of what she's done and expecting big things from her in 2022. 1-2 skip if you talk about proud. You want to talk about a workhorse? You want to talk about what frustrates me about a horse like Luck of the Dragon? Look at the other end of the bookcase, because the bookend of how he acts is how 1-2 skip if you acts. She puts 105% out every time she steps on the track. She warms up harder and works harder than every horse in this barn, and it shows on the track. I love this filly. I love everything about her, and I can't wait, 1, to finish off the year, but 2, to see what she's going to be as a sophomore. She is a killer. Peanut Butter and Jelly, we turned her out, giving her a chance to grow up and be a better horse. A lot of these horses just aren't physically and or mentally mature, and they cannot compete against horses that are. They can't do it. Not unless they're just infinitely better than them, and that's naive to think that. If we have deficiencies either in the physical or mental side of the horses, they should have time off, and that's exactly what we've done for a number of them. Prairie Fire, that right leg looks good now. He's out of the pool. He's being a bit of a goofball in the pool. We're going to start jogging him again next week. Unfortunately, this could end up costing him all or the majority of the season, and it's just weird. But I mean, I'm glad he didn't hurt himself, but at the same time, very frustrated with the whole situation. But I can see how much weight he's put on and how good he looks now. So maybe that's what the doctor ordered. He's already proven he's a good horse. He qualified in 59 with a bow in his neck. This is a good horse. You know, don't kid yourself. So if we do miss the season, we miss the season. But he'll come out swinging. We'll probably race him throughout the winter into the spring. And if we really like him, give him a little bit of a break. And then you have the the Hackett and whatnot coming up. So there's lots of racing for these horses. Procrastinator. I like Procrastinator. I can't believe I'm saying that. I disliked him all winter. But what I saw as a horse not wanting to do her work was maybe a horse struggling to do his work. And I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. This horse really turned it around. Although, again, you don't see it on the right side of the program. He could be any kind of horse at 3. I'm inclined to give him a chance. Anytime you see a horse not finish up good, but they got their ears up, obviously something's going on. I mean, the horse isn't a pig. He can fly. He's a nice horse. Why isn't he finishing? I'm going to say it has a lot to do with the heat and his airway. That's enough. Turn him out and let him grow up. I want to give him a good 3 months minimum in the field. He's heading out immediately this week. Purple Aura, track record at Urbana. She's starting to put it all together. She's a weird horse, right? Just hard to get a feel for her. I don't know what to think of her. I thought she was okay, but man, she felt like a good one the other night. She was all power. The flat track, you know, the turns are banked here. They're a little banked at Scioto. Maybe she likes a flat track. I don't really know what that means, but I wish we had more flat racing for her, to be honest. We got a couple of fairs for her coming up. We're going to put together some more wins and money for hopefully for our girl Purple Aura. Renegade Gypsy, Mario's done a great job with him. He has looked fantastic his last few, and I suspect he'll continue to look good straight into the fall. Resolute Bay, I think this horse is going to be really nice at 3. I've always told you guys he looks physically immature. He just looks smaller than the other horses and a little more frail. So what does that look like with 2-3 months in the field? We're going to find out. He's going to finish off his year, though. Relax. Don't worry. Rose Above It, I kicked him out in the field. What's here for him? You know, get beat up a couple of starts in the Stallion Series, chase some maiden trotters. No. I'll chase the maiden trotters when he's filled up into himself a little bit. We're going to give him lots of time right now. Good 2-3 months off, and then get back at it with him in the winter. Rosie's Masterpiece. A couple of people saying, I don't know about Rosie's Masterpiece. Rosie's Masterpiece is bred great. You know, she's not a bad filly. So she didn't trot in 58 her first start. Relax. I like this filly, and I don't think there's any reason to have any concern about Rosie's Masterpiece. She needed time off. She's going to get it. Slim Jimmy doesn't need any time off. Man, oh man. Just goes to show you don't know. There isn't one of you human beings. I know Johnny said, I knew he was going to be good. You didn't know. No one knew that Slim Jimmy was going to be able to trot in 56 with a bow in his neck. No one knew. And if you did, you need to be a fortune teller. Please tell me what my future looks like. Because there is no way any human being saw Slim Jimmy and said, that right there, that's the best one. Come on. No, you didn't. No one knew. Mario didn't even know. He sent him over here because he was sore after his qualifier. He said, you need to take him over right away and get him looked at. A little bit left hind. His feet hurt him. His knees are open like every other horse. He's got an OCD in his left hind ankle that was inoperable at the time. So, here's another horse. Workhorse? Yes. No getting ahead of Slim Jimmy. He will outwork anyone, everyone, all the time. Stonebridge Dolce, look better today, old Dolce. You know, am I beating my head against the wall with her? I don't know. I see something in her all the time. She hasn't shown it. I'm going to school her, and I expect her to school in 2-3 on Wednesday. Where are we at here? Stonebridge Chicati. Knees are all filled up. Perfect now. Everything is great. He's 100% sound. He's out in the field. We'll bring him back probably in a month. Start him back up. We're looking for some winter racing for some of these horses. Sweet on Pete, man. I love this filly to death. Very impressed with her. She got beat last night, fair and square, but I think you're going to see much better racing ahead. I see a differential for those of you that are horsemen out there. A couple of fillies in here, Bomb Hugger, Taiwan on, their differentials were flipped. The veterinarian's been treating them. That's usually an indicator of getting over sickness or sickness is coming. After watching Bomb Hugger race last week, I think it's the first. I think she was little under the weather. Taiwan on certainly was in Philadelphia, so I think you're going to see that flip back over and those horses be good. Now, can we prep them for a race and race them and have that flip over? We're going to find out soon enough. Very, very happy with what I saw from Bomb Hugger today. Very happy with what I saw from Taiwan on the other day. So I think we're on the right track with these horses and these bloods. Tioga Sunshine, second today. I never got to see the race yet, but they say she looked great and finished good. This is a filly, you know, somebody said, she's just not fast. Keep in mind, Yes was not fast at 2 for about 5 or 6 starts. He worked his way into being the horse he was at the end of his 2-year-old season. This filly's had 2. 2 starts, lifetime. So, beautiful gait, pretty decently bred, great attitude. Could be any kind of horse the rest of the season and into next year. Twinbee Habanero, we turned him out in the field. He's just too damn big. Just too big. I'm not going to hurt him for the sake of what? Saying he's ready? He was ready. I trained him in 2 minutes right here at Northfield Park. He's too big. So he went out to the field. Twinkle in Her Eye. She's muddling through this year, doing okay. Johnny did the right thing, skipping Mohawk. A lot of people saying, I would like to see her there. No, you wouldn't. Why would you like to see her there? You'd like to see her finish 6th and get her head kicked in? I don't think I would. I'd like to see her race again at Hanover, Clinton. Hide her somewhere. Johnny's on the right track with this filly. We had some vet work done on her. Nothing seriously wrong with her. I think he's done the right thing 100% by this filly, and I think it will show, it will pay dividends into the fall and definitely as a sophomore. Unbeatable Kemp. I can't wait to race this guy. I've never been so eager to race a horse in the mud in my life as Unbeatable Kemp. He trained so good here the other day, and it was pouring rain. I was soaked. I went back to the days when I wanted to go with horses regardless of the weather. I reached back in the past for that. Here I had 4 horses left to go on the race bike, and it's pouring rain. But Unbeatable Kemp looked really, really good. You got to believe he's in the sale. We're going to keep him in the sale. I mean, he's an okay horse, but he's going to make somebody a decent horse. Make somebody happy down the road. But he is what he is. He's a fair horse. Maybe a Buckeye horse, but very happy with the way he raced the other day. 2-3, 2-4, whatever it was. But he raced good. He's got 1 more fair left before the sale. Hopefully we can get a mark on the big guy. Voyage of Ice and Fire, probably going to show up in the fair next week also. Jason said, what do you think? I said, till he shows me he's a good horse, he's just a horse. Race him. His castration's done now. It's healed up. There shouldn't be a problem getting this guy in. I can't be here to race him. I don't think Luke Ebersol's going to race. You Got to Believe and Voyage of Ice and Fire in whatever fair is coming up. And then Will to Win Hanover is back now. Probably jog her for 2-3 weeks and then turn her out in the field for 6 weeks. I want to see her mature. She's been in the stall, right? In the stall. So jog her for 2 weeks. The only reason we do that is to take the piss and vinegar out of her, take the starch out of her. You know, you don't want her to get out in the field, rip and tear, and then hurt herself in another way or re-injure. So what you want to do is jog for 2 weeks under a setting where you can control it. If she's hot, tranquilize her. Jog her for 2 weeks. That concussion will help. Then, now that you get the starch out of her and she's back in a routine, now kick her out in the field and let her play. And that's what we're going to do with Will to Win Hanover. World for 2, couple more starts up for this guy. Couldn't be happier. Now, I would love to see a couple wins, and I'm sure he'll get a win. But Mario's done a great job managing him. He's done a great job training and driving him. I couldn't be happier, and I can't wait to see the next 2-3 starts from this guy. So that's the 2-year-olds. Still got the 3-year-olds. Amy will be here soon. Got the 3-year-olds. I'm not going to get these done today. I'm going to have to finish them in Kentucky. Anyway, I will be back to you. We get the 3-year-olds, we get the age sources, and all the barns. I ran out of time. Talk to you soon.